Night draped Egypt in silence, but the palace did not sleep. Neferet's heart beat louder than the drums of the Nile as she slipped through marble corridors, a lantern trembling in her hand. Her father's words still echoed in her mind, "Never look upon the slaves as equals." Yet she could not banish the memory of Amun's touch, the strength in his eyes as he pulled her from death's shadow. Desire and fear tangled inside her, like serpents coiled in the dark. Outside the palace walls, Amun worked by torchlight, his body aching from the overseer's lash. Yet his thoughts drifted away from suffering, carried instead to the princess whose gaze had pierced the walls of his bondage. He knew the cost of such thoughts, and yet he longed to see her once more. And so, beneath the cover of moonlight, fate conspired again. Along the reeds of the Nile, where the water whispered against the shore, Neferet found him. For a moment the world held its breath. She stood in white silk, glowing against the night, and he in rags, his skin scarred by chains. Their eyes met, and words seemed powerless against the silence between them. "Why did you save me?" she asked, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and wonder. Amun lowered his gaze. "Because even a slave knows when a life is worth more than his own." Their hearts spoke where their mouths could not, and in that fragile moment, love dared to bloom where it should never exist. But Egypt was a land of eyes and ears. In the shadows of papyrus reeds, a soldier watched. His hand tightened on his spear, and his lips curled with cruel satisfaction. For the Nile carried whispers, and whispers carried death. As Neferet reached out, fingers brushing against Amun's, the soldier's foot snapped a reed beneath him. Both turned in fear, their secret bonds shattered by the sound. Love, once hidden, now stood exposed, and Egypt would not forgive it. In the silence of that night, the gods themselves seemed to listen, for what had begun as a whisper was about to thunder across Pharaoh's kingdom.